Very different. Oh. Didn't even realize I left that on. So, okay, apparently I left my microphone on. So you might have heard me doing a little scissor right there. So good, so good. I'm gonna switch over to the screen in a second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna switch over right now. And here we go. So we are live right now. Here we go. Put some light on here. We are live right now. Live from the village right now. It is 13 minutes past 8 p.m. right now on the 29th of September 2021 right now. I got my Star Wars t-shirt on today right now. I'm in London, England right now. About to play some Overwatch right now. Where you at, fam? Where you at? Mr. Alan Evans 37 in the house right now. Wagwan, man. Yo, how you doing, sir? How you doing? We are live and hopefully my microphone's not peaking. So let me know how it sounds, because when I checked the last live stream, I was listening back to the last live stream and my microphone was peaking. It was like all the way up. I didn't realize how loud it was. So let me know. It should hopefully sound pretty decent now, like not too loud, not too quiet, just a nice, volume. You know what I mean? But if it is sounding a bit too loud, let me turn it down just a tad. I think maybe just a tad more, actually. Just about, yeah, I think there should, no, that's might be a bit too quiet, actually. I think there should be okay. That's nicely in the yellow, so that should sound quite nice in the ears right now. It should, I mean, of course, how it sounds is going to depend on a lot of different things, but still, we are live. It is Overwatch Wednesday, main and Junkrat. That's the plan today. So, season 30, continue with season 30 competitive mode. I'm gonna try main Junkrat. That's the plan. So get into some competitive matches and stay with Junkrat. I haven't played Junkrat for a while, but I think I did pretty okay the last few times I played Junkrat. I remember doing reasonably okay, not brilliant. I ain't trying to say I'm a master or nothing, but I think I did okay. But it has been a long while since I played Junkrat, so we'll see how well I do. Hopefully I can maintain a reasonably decent SR throughout, but we'll see. But yeah, I am doing well. I'm doing okay. I placed an order. Well, I haven't actually placed the order yet, but I'm in the process of placing an order for an electric vehicle charging port to put in front of the house so that I can charge my car at home rather than using the, I mean, I still imagine I'd have to use the public charging points anyway, but I don't want to be too reliant on them. So I found I would do that because they're very much first come first serve, and they're usually limited in how long you can be there for, which means you might not always get a full charge and things like that. So I figured if I've got a charge point at home, at the very least I know I've got that there, that I can keep it there for as long as I need to keep it there, and then whenever I need to use the public ones, it's cool, they're available. But I'm not as reliant on them as I am right now. So, but yeah, I'm glad I got the EV though, the electric car, because mate, the way the petrol is going right now, I'm sure you heard about the petrol shortages or the HCV driver shortages, really, because apparently what's happened is that it's not so much there's a shortage of petrol, it's delivery of petrol is a problem, because there's no HCV drivers, or a lot of them aren't here anymore because of Brexit. They can't deliver things like petrol. That's been, I guess that's the biggest one to hit. But what's happened is that people are going to the petrol stations in their cars, trying to fill up as much petrol in their cars and the jerry cans and everything else, buy as much petrol as they can, and then it's just blocking up all the petrol stations. It's like bare traffic on the roads. Petrol stations are running out of fuel and having to tell people to go home because they ain't got nothing left to sell. But yeah, in the meantime, it's just like traffic on the roads. Like this morning I was driving, there's bare traffic, but it wasn't so bad because once you kind of get a bit near, you could get past it. But the line for the petrol stations is ridiculous, and I'm just thinking, shit, man. If I had a petrol car, like I did up until about a month or so, maybe a little over a month ago, if I had a petrol car and I had to wait in those queues, bruh, that is not the one. So yeah, I'm glad I got the electric car now, because boy, I ain't trying to wait in those queues. But still, The next step is to get the EV charging ports installed, and yeah, hopefully that will go through smoothly. But for now, it is Overwatch Wednesday, so let me hit play on this, and I'm gonna switch over to this screen so y'all can see what I can see, which is not much of anything right now because it hasn't actually loaded up yet, but you know, it should be coming soon. There we go. Here we go. Put a little volume on that. Oh, we got a new map, new FFA map. What was that, free for all? Okay. Some new patch notes. I was just about the map. So our newest free-for-all map is Melevento, a peaceful Italian hilltop town with a cursed past. Like some bug fixes as well. Alright, cool, cool. Alright, so let's get into the fray. We've got competitive play, season 30. Got some roll queue, and we're going damage. Ooh, it's a long wait potentially. Damn, man. But yeah, we're doing damage characters. It's Junkrat today. Main in Junkrat. Maybe still a little skirmish while we wait.
Welcome to Hollywood.
And let's get a little Junkrat practice in while we wait. And see what we do. So Junkrat does not have an alt fire. It just fires these grenades on the primary shooting, primary fire. You can set traps if I press E. And throw mines with left shift. So all right, and then on my ultimate it. Ooh.
Sniper. Hello.
So yeah, I think we got all the button config. Yeah, my ultimate is the thing that he rolls out. Gotta be careful with that though, because if I roll out with that, I'm very vulnerable to attack. I'm being hit by something, I don't know what. Yeah, dipstick. Junkrat sounding British, you know. I don't think I've noticed that before. Oh, somebody got. So I got gutted. Got gutted.
Hello.
What are they doing all the way up there though? Oh, he's my guy. Oh, oh, oh. I had to see the Xmod today. Just for a review, nothing serious. Oh, okay. Ooh. Did it go okay, or I mean, you got asthma then? I'm guessing. That's the respiratory condition, like affects breathing. They're just darting around the map, though. Got him. My ultimate ready, but I need to not be here because find a save for space. Yeah, everything was okay. Good. That's what we're talking about. Oof. Is asthma something that you're born with, by the way, or is it something that you develop? Because I remember, like, in school, when I was in primary school, there was, like, quite a few kids with asthma. I don't think there's as many in my secondary school, but, I remember in primary school, there's quite a few kids that had asthma. They had the inhalers. And, they used to let people just, like, puff on the inhalers. He used to, like, go, let me have a go at that, let me have a go. That was not a good idea, by the way, to take somebody's inhaler when you don't have asthma, start puffing on it. It doesn't really do anything to you, but it could be an issue if they have an attack, right? If you're taking somebody's inhaler and sucking out all the, I don't know what they put in it, but yeah, I can remember being in primary school and be like, yeah, let me try that. Born with it. I see. Yeah, that guy in my video looked like he stole some weed and then ran. Yeah, I mean, that would be my guess. I would guess he was growing weed rather than stolen it. I mean, he could have stolen it, I guess. It could be anything. But my guess is that he's what you call a farmer, and he's maybe taken a sample to somebody and then saw the camera and thought shit and then started running. The only thing is that if that was the case, why would you have it out in the open like that? That seems like a bad idea to if he was a farmer, why would you have it that open? But I don't know, maybe, yeah, people aren't that smart, I guess. So oof, I got somebody, but they got me.
Takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was quite far away from the camera, so it may not even been weed. It could be just some other plant that he stole and just ran off with it.
Hello there. Hello.
Oh, should have ran the other way, out towards the camera. Yeah, probably. Oh, that's not the wrong. There you go. Yeah, I guess weed and asthma probably don't mix too well. Or weed and any kind of... Oh, we got a game. I'm guessing weed and any kind of smoking probably don't go too well. So, I mean, smoke... what I'm trying to say, asthma and any kind of smoking probably don't go too well. So, I don't know. I'm guessing that's something you don't do too much. Ooh, where's my finger? Here we are. I'm just guessing. I don't know, of course. Tried weed years ago, back when I was in uni. It was so freely available back then. I mean, it's freely available now, really, if you want to get into it. But I just say that was a time in my life where, for me, it was so freely available. Like, if you wanted some weed, there was always somebody with some weed. Like, it was just there. Like, I've never like, put it this way, never had to pay for weed in my whole life. I mean, granted, I don't smoke it now, and I haven't smoked it for a long time, so there is that. But the whole time I was in uni when I was trying it, never once paid for weed. Never had to, because there's always somebody that had some where they're like, yeah, just take a hit. Yeah, you can have a hit. Go to parties, be passed around. Go to the student bar, it's being passed around. Go see a gal, she's got some. You know, it was like that. It was like that, so yeah. Oof. But I know plenty of weed smokers though, like, even now, like, I know so many people who are big into it. And, you know, that's their business. I ain't here to judge. That ain't me. I ain't the judger. But yeah, a lot of people I know are big into the Mary Jane. Oh, this guy's got it on lock though. Oh, damn it, man. The way they've got that, they got, oh, it was this guy, it was Junkrat got me. Bloody hell. The way they've got, this guy who's swinging, what was it, Wrecking Ball, he's just swinging that ball around. Oh. They've put a mines. Oh, mate, they have. This Junkrat got me again, you know. Gotta be careful because they somehow just sneak up on my side. Damn. They got us good, man. I heard MGK has paid off Slipknot fans. Yeah, he was saying stuff about Corey Taylor. He was saying, what did he say? He said that apparently Corey Taylor was supposed to have done a verse on his. Well, according to MGK, he says Corey Taylor recorded a verse for his new album, for his latest album, or one of his albums anyway. and he thought it was trash, so it never made the cut. And then Corey Taylor was like, "Nah, that's not what happened." He said he was offered to do a verse, and when he looks into like what was he wanted to do and where the album was going, he just felt like he wasn't the right guy to do the verse. And he even like showed the receipts, like he had messages with him and Travis Barker, who I guess is I guess he's producing the album. Travis Barker, the drummer from Blink, and just saying, "Hey, look, this is not for me. Wish you all the best," and all that kind of stuff. So it was like, bruh, I don't know where MGK's getting his news from. Oof. But yeah, hadn't go too well, and then he got booed at his own concert. Like, how are you gonna get booed? I think that might be the second time it's happened as well. I think that's the second time, at least. I feel like I've heard it before that MGK got booed at his own concert. The time when he was going after Eminem. I'm pretty sure I heard about him getting booed at his own concert then as well, and then he got booed again at his own concert over the what he said about Corey Taylor and Slipknot. Like, why would you do that though? Oh. Oh, damn it, man. It's happened twice where he got booed. Yeah, it has happened twice, okay. Yeah, because I feel like I remember hearing about him getting booed at his own concert when he dissed Eminem. But MGK, man, like, he just needs to chill. Like, I don't know what's going on, but he seems to want to be dissing everybody. And then the people he disses are just out of his league. Like, you gotta understand something about Eminem. And I wouldn't be surprised if Eminem had his diss tracks written for MGK before MGK put out his diss track. Like, I would not be surprised if Eminem had his diss track written already, because he probably knew that MGK was going to say something, and then when he does, he just be ready for it, because he made all Eminem did was like mention a little something in one of his songs. We said something about, yeah, don't talk about my daughter or something like that. He just mentioned a little something. He probably knew from there Machine Gun Kelly was going to take the bait, and he did take the bait. He took the bait, and yeah, I would not be surprised. These guys are just on another level, man. Oh, damn it, man. They're all over the place. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying I would not be surprised if M had his verses written for MGK before MGK pull out his track. And then when MGK pull out his track, M was like, we doing this. I'm ready. I'm ready, fam. That's what Eminem does. Eminem came up from the battle rap world. Like, that's what he does. Oh, mate. Oh. It's what he does. And Corey Taylor doesn't have to write diss tracks. Corey Taylor's literally just pull out the copies of the text messages, and that's all he'd ever have to do. He don't have to write no diss track for MGK. Just like, look, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Receipts. Thinks he's trying to copy Eminem. I think he can diss everybody because at one time that's what Eminem did. I mean, the thing about Eminem though, that Eminem didn't just like diss everybody. Like, he was very strategic about who he cussed out. Like, if you remember old school Eminem when he would like cuss people out, it was very strategic. It wasn't just have a go at this guy just because. It was very, I mean, for one thing, it was mainly people in the pop world that got it from Eminem. Like, maybe people who were more like pop musicians. The only rappers who got dissed by Eminem were rappers who maybe started first. Like, I don't, as far as I know, maybe I'm wrong on this, but as far as I can remember, I don't think Eminem ever dissed any rapper first. Like, I know he's retaliated a bunch of times when he's had to. He's hit back a bunch of times when he's had to. But as far as rappers go, to my knowledge and memory right now, Eminem never attacked first. But the ones he was cussing, when he put out all those songs, they were all pop musicians. And pop musicians, they're not going to cuss you back. They're pop musicians. They've got their squeaky clean image to uphold. All they can do is take it. All they can do is take it. I feel like, in fact, you know what? There was maybe one rapper Eminem cussed first. That was Will Smith. Will Smith. He did cuss him first. But then, same sort of thing. Will Smith at the time was more pop because like he was doing a lot of movies and things like that. So for Will to get involved in a rap battle, you know, cussing people out on diss tracks, probably wouldn't have gone down so well for him at the time. And especially someone like Eminem, who can out-rap most people on a bad day, you know. So yeah, I mean, the type of people who Eminem cussed were people who wouldn't have cussed back. But it did give him that kind of like image of this guy who goes after, you know, the cheesy pop, BS, you know, bubblegum music, you know, this kind of stuff that a lot of people don't like. So it's like kind of like, yeah, that's how I feel about that. But as far as rappers go, as far as I can remember, as far as my knowledge goes, I don't think, with the exception of Will Smith, and I guess technically MGK, he didn't cuss him first, but he I feel like he definitely set the bait. He set the trap. I don't think he cussed him first, but he definitely set the trap. But yeah, I don't think there's too many times, if any, where Eminem attacked a rapper first. But certainly when he's been cussed out, when he's been dissed, yeah, man's come back. Man's come back. But MGK, I'm sure he's still got his fan base. He's still got his hardcore fan base. Do a little skirmish while we wait. Get a little practice in if we can. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what MGK does now, because Eminem cussed him out so bad he had to stop doing rap music. Now he's going against one of the biggest in the rock and roll heavy metal world.
Hello there.
So somebody got me good, man.
Let the dragon consume you!
Oof.
Takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
Oh, mate. We are... What are we doing? I'm not even sure I'm going the right way, you know.
back in the fight.
Oh, what a difference a good team makes.
Form up.
It's been cold today, really.
Heroes never die.
You got different weather in Peterborough. It has not been cold here. It was raining heavy yesterday though. Like yesterday evening, at some points it was raining bare heavy. Like it was proper chucking it down, like it was madness. Like I don't know if I've ever been out in rain that heavy before. It was just nuts. Like I was in my car, so I didn't get wet, which is good. But my windscreen wipers were struggling to keep up with the rain. Like it was that heavy. Like my windscreen go as fast as they can, and even still, it was like it just couldn't. Man, I had to drive slow. I mean, I don't speed anyway because I ain't that guy. But you know what I mean. I had to like make sure I was like real slow. Like, bruh, this is. Yeah, my internet kept cutting off last night because of the heavy rain and wind. Oh, mate, that sucks. That sucks.
On my way.
I didn't even know the rain could affect the internet like that, actually.
Greetings.
Damn, man.
Hello there. My servants never die.
You sure you was using the internet and not the fishing net?
Heroes never die.
Boom. Oof. Oh, here we go. We got the game, y'all. We got the game.
Welcome to reality. Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Oof. We set my roots a couple of times, then it was okay after. Okay.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
Look after yourselves out there. I'll get us home safe.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
For optimal chance of survival, stay in range of my barriers.
But yeah,
Who is ready to party?
it definitely sucks when
Around knowing there's someone out there that needs to be blown up.
internet gets cut off for any reason, y'all. We're waiting for this to start.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Escort the payload.
Oof.
Please move behind the barrier.
Damn it.
Am I just missing everybody? Oh, who's getting me though? How are they getting me from when I'm behind? Oh, bloody hell, man. Sneaking up.
Rise and shine.
Alright, anyway, here we go. Player has left the match.
Feeling enough.
This match is cancelling. Oh, flipping out, man. Taking a piss, man. Somebody left the match so they cancelled it. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess R. Kelly is the big news right now in the music world. R. Kelly being found guilty of all kinds of madness. Mate, you ain't coming out of jail for a long ass time. Ugh. I don't think R. Kelly's coming out of jail for a while. It's weird because sometimes it doesn't cancel the match when someone leaves the game. It'll just say somebody left the game, and then that's that. And it would just tell you somebody left the game. But then today, for whatever reason, was like, yes, somebody left the game, and we're going to cancel the match. So I don't know why. We're still playing. Oh, excuse me. Okay. You know what? Let's do a little. Oh no, we got a game. We got a game. We got a game. Wait, ages for a game that come tape cancelled because somebody left. It's like, bruh. These man ain't serious, fam.
The government here has such a medieval view towards omnics. Attack commences.
Attack.
So we're delivering a bomb to scraps and bots, and I'm getting paid for it. My kind of job.
It's like the Joker, doesn't it? Boom.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commences.
I was thinking of with R. Kelly. Oh, right away though. Yeah, that you know, R. Kelly pretty much people, because I can remember like there were rumors about R. Kelly back in the day, back in sort of the 90s or so. I remember some of the rumors started. They weren't like the same things that he's gotten accused of now, but there were definitely some rumors going around. But for the general kind of consensus was like, yeah, you know, just like kind of like that. But then, I don't know, something changed along the way where it became more like, nah, this guy gotta go. And maybe it's because maybe it's the number of accusations. I think the documentary that came out a few years back had a big part to play in it. I never watched that documentary, but I think a lot of people did, and that renewed a lot of interest in Mr. Kelly. Oof. Damn it, man. Oh, mate. Bloody Junkrat. We need to get back to that base before they... What the hell? Okay, he ain't never getting out of the stamina, not for a long time at least. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the sentence. Well, actually, no, I don't think he's actually been sentenced yet. The actual sentencing comes later, but what he's been charged with. He's gonna be gone for a while. But yeah, it's like I think that documentary had a big part in how people view Robert Kelly, because for a while, it's not the first time he was accused of it, and like I say, these rumors have been around a long time. Like there was a time when we just thought, okay, was a cool guy, he was a cool dude, he's a good singer, and he's helping out musicians, and then when Aaliyah came out, you know, so a little while later, that's when I first started hearing some rumors. But yeah, the general kind of consensus was just like, whatever's probably not true, or even if it is, like whatever. And then more rumors started coming up later on, and then more accusations, but nothing ever seems to come of it. Oh, what? It's got my bomb right away.
Score 0-0. Switching sides.
But yeah, it's like these rules would be around, and nothing, or access would come around, and some got pretty serious, but nothing ever really came of it. And then this documentary came out, maybe a couple of years back, I think, and it just renewed a lot of interest, and then it got even more serious. And now he's convicted. And he compared it to Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson got accused of all kinds of wrongness as well. But I think the difference between Kelly and Michael Jackson is that although Michael Jackson's case is definitely, you know, they were in the news, they got lots of people talking about them.
I've always said you should.
I think the difference is that a lot of people, probably most people, I'd say, in the general public, didn't really believe Michael Jackson did what he was accused of. Like, you know, I feel like most people just kind of figured, yeah, look, he's an oddball guy, he's a bit different, he's a bit weird, whatever, but child molesting? Nah, I don't think so. I think a lot of people generally just didn't believe Michael Jackson did it. And then coupled with that, with the fact that it was never actually proven, you know, it kind of helps, it kind of maintains that non-belief of it. Whereas with Kelly, you know, I mean, maybe in the beginning some people didn't really believe it, but I think as time went on, more and more people were like, I think he did this, you know. I think this guy did this. But yeah, I think the court of public opinion can be a powerful thing. You know, people generally believe that you did something, even if you never actually did it. If they believe that you did it, you might not go to jail, but it's end of your career at least. Well, maybe not the end, but certainly a massive blow to it. But they all got shields, man. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Whereas if people don't believe that you did it, like I think in the case of Michael Jackson, I think most people just didn't really believe it, then your legacy lives on, because 10 years after Michael Jackson passed, people still talk about him as one of the greatest to ever do it. There was a documentary about Michael Jackson as well that tried to run his name through the dirt, and it just didn't go down so well.
Play of the game.
So yeah, and it could. I ain't gonna say he did, but I'm just saying, like, that if he did do it, we'll never know, right? Well, most likely we'll never know. We'll just stay listening to Michael Jackson songs, going, "Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?" Drake is definitely not bigger than MJ. You know, yeah. I mean, that was just people are. You know, I think it is. I think there's a there's. I mean, don't get me wrong. Drake is popular, right? He's very popular. And he's doing concerts at the O2. If you do concerts at the O2, you're popular, like, no doubt. So he is popular, and he's definitely one of the biggest artists on the planet right now. But I think what happens is that you have people who don't remember the phenomenon that was Michael Jackson. Maybe they're too young to remember. They weren't, you know, born yet or whatever. Like, if you're 15 years old now and you're a Drake fan, right? You're a 15-year-old Drake fan. Yeah, you probably don't remember Michael Jackson that well. Like, maybe you remember the name going around. You may, you have an awareness that he was somebody famous, so he was a singer and this, that, and the other. But you probably don't remember the phenomena that was Michael Jackson. You know, if you're, say, 15 or younger. So I feel like with younger people, it's like when they say stuff like that, it's like, dude, okay, well, one, you're wrong, but I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. You don't remember certain things. You weren't old enough to be around on certain things. But then you get grown people say that sort of stuff. Like, there's some grown people, some grown-ass people saying that sort of stuff, that Drake is a big artist. And it's like, no. Empirically, like, no, not even an opinion. Like, empirically, clearly. And again, Drake is good. He's popular. He's big. I'm not trying to cuss him out or anything like that. But I don't think you can pick too many artists on the level of Michael Jackson. Like, maybe Madonna, you know, maybe Mariah Carey. In terms of record sales, by the way. And even then, I don't know, like, they might be lacking a little bit somewhere. I'd have to check. Madonna actually might be up there. Mariah Carey, actually possibly, but yeah, I'd have to look that up. But the Beatles were probably up there. You know, Elvis Presley are probably up there. But we talk about, like, the biggest artists of all time. If Michael Jackson isn't number one ever, then he you know what I mean? He's up there, right? He's up there. And Drake, you know, like I said, I like Drake. He's got some cool songs. I liked his Scorpion album. It's a great album. You know, but at this moment, look, who knows what the future holds, right? Drake is 20 years into his career. Maybe another 20, 25 years later, he'd have sold who knows how many billions by then. Like, maybe, especially the way they count streaming, it gets a bit weird anyway. So I'm not saying that he can never ever do it. But right now, as it stands right now, no. It's just no. Big no. But yeah. And the MJ movie Moonwalker back. Yeah, Moonwalker. It's a collection of short films or collection of short clips with a few music videos all kind of put together. With Speed Demon, Bad. Oh, excuse me. Then of course there was a Moonwalker sort of movie at the end with Joe Pesci was in that. Joe Pesci was in the Moonwalker movie as Frankie DeLeo. Was it Frankie Ladeo? I can't remember the name, but yeah, it was Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci, who plays all those gangster roles, was in a Michael Jackson movie as a gangster, actually, to be fair. So yeah, it fits. I remember watching Moonwalker for the first time, and that bit when they're chasing Michael Jackson through the streets and he runs into the dead end and you know, he's scared, they've got these people chasing him, he doesn't know what to do. And I can't remember how it plays out, but I think he like maybe whispers a prayer or something like that, or something along those lines. But everyone, they think they got him, like, nah, that's a dead end, he ain't getting out. And then he turns into the car, and it's a flying car at that. Mate, that movie is crazy. That movie is so crazy, but yeah. Big up MJ, man. You don't really get that kind of stuff no more. Moonwalker. Yeah, okay, let's do a little skirmish while we wait. Moonwalker was something else, man. It had the version of Bad that had the kids in it. So the main version of Bad was Michael Jackson, and Wesley Snipes was in Bad music video. Not even a music video, the Bad movie. Let's be clear. Bad wasn't a music video, it was a movie. It's like 17 minutes long. It's not a quick thing. It is like 17 minutes long. It's a legit short movie, and it has Wesley Snipes in it. It's directed by Martin Scorsese. Bad was a movie. It's like he starts off, he's like leaving college. He's going back to his hometown. He sees his old friends. But he's a college boy now, and they're still like on the streets. They want to know if he's still bad. They want to know if he's still down, if he's still bad. That's what they want to know. And he goes to mug this person. When he couldn't do it, he was like, nah, I can't do it. And that's when he turns into, he goes from like Daryl, that was his name. His name was Daryl. Like Michael Jackson plays a guy called Daryl. And he turns from Daryl into like the Michael Jackson Bad with the leather and the black leather and all that. And that's when the music part is like, your blood is mine. And here's what you might not know, or maybe you do, I don't know, we'll see. But the part that Wesley Snipes plays in that Bad movie was originally going to be played, or was originally wanted Prince to do that part. Prince was supposed to do that part. He turned it down, which, oh man, how awesome would that have been, Prince and Michael Jackson. But he turned it down. But yeah, that was originally going to be Prince. And the reason why he turned it down is apparently he didn't want to do the "your butt is mine" line. He said, I'm not saying that to you and you're not saying that to me. That's what Prince said. And I guess Michael Jackson didn't want to take it out. So yeah, Prince didn't get that. They never went from Prince to Wesley Snipes. But yeah, they originally, oh man, imagine Prince and Michael Jackson in a Bad video, in a Bad movie. Oh, how epic would that have been? But alas, it wasn't meant to be. I don't think they ever actually collaborated, not officially at least anyway. Man, that would have been the most epic thing ever if Prince and Michael Jackson ever did a collaboration. But, oh well, such is life. We did get a Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson collaboration with Scream though. Makes me want to scream.
Just sit around knowing there's someone out there that needs to be blown up.
I get the feeling you're not taking me seriously. I'm not scared.
And that Scream music video, that's pretty iconic as well. Like the bit where Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson are both dancing. That is an iconic dance move, man. And Janet Jackson, let's be clear, Janet Jackson's legendary as well. Yo, appreciate the revive. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you want.
Yeah. Poetic Justice. Yeah, great movie. Great movie. She says punani in that movie. You want to smell my punani? That's what she says. Was it smell or... I can't remember if she says smell or... She says smell or see. I can't remember if she says smell, see. She might have said lick. I think it's smell. But she definitely says punani. She says punani. Because I don't know why that's stuck in my memory. I don't know why Janet Jackson saying punani. For whatever reason, that stayed in my mind. But yeah. Janet Jackson saying punani. in Poetic Justice, for whatever reason, just stuck in my mind. Oof. But yeah, great movie, man. Janet Jackson, Regina King, rather, excuse me, Regina King. Who else is in it? I can't remember his name. I think it's Khalil something. Can't remember his name. No, it's not him. It's not. No. I think it's somebody else. Never mind. But yeah, directed by John Singleton, who also directed Boys in the Hood, Higher Learning, Too Fast, Too Furious, which was the first movie directed by a black man to gross over $50 million. He also directed a film called Baby Boy, which I've not seen, but Tyrese was in that movie. I think it was Tyrese's first movie, or first starring role movie anyway, but I haven't seen it. But yeah, that was Baby Boy with Tyrese, and Taraji P. Henson. I think that was one of their first movies as well. Snoop Dogg's in it as well. Ving Rhames is in it. So yeah, I should probably see that film because I seem to know a lot about it. Yeah. John Singleton actually worked with quite a few musicians actually. Tupac, Janet Jackson, Ice Cube, Tyrese. I think most John Singleton movies feature at least one musician, actually. Most, maybe even all of his movies feature at least one musician, singer, rapper. Oh. She says smell, then breathes in Tupac's face. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because she breathes in his face because to imply that she was eating out the other girl. I remember, yeah, it was smell. Do you want to smell my punani? And yeah, she breathes in his face because like, no, you want to smell her. It was what we want to smell her punani, and then she breathes in his face because the implication was that she was eating out the other girl. Damn it, man! It's bloody walls. Yo, bring up for the revive. Oh, no. Maybe not. Poetic Justice. I ain't seen that movie for time, man. Rest in peace, Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur, I think he was in about 3 films. Or at least he starred in 3 films. He did Juice, Poetic Justice, Gridlocked with Tim Roth, and Tandy Newton, or Tandy Newton, or Tanthwy Newton rather, and he said, put some respect on the name, it's actually pronounced Tanthwy Newton. But yeah, I think he only did 3 films. I'll say only, I still, you know. If he did another film, I either don't know it, can't remember it.
Score 1-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
But the films that he did were pretty good though. Like Juice is really good. Juice is set in New York and features Omar Epps.
Perfect day for some mayhem.
Hit different, hit different, hit different, hit different.
Identify all possible outcomes.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I mean, to be fair, it's a good movie. I would say it's probably fair to say it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. like when you really deep it, like a lot of the stuff that happens in that film are like, why would you do that? Like, there was no good reason at all for the events to play out as they did, especially the way it ends when it's like, you got the juice now. It's like, really? Who says that? Like, what's going on here? Is he just, this is a cult? But it's a good movie still. I thought what they did, at least what they're trying to do, it hit more than it misses, I would say. So yeah, worth checking out. It was like 1991 that film came out, so I mean, you kind of got to allow it a little bit that, you know what I mean, not everything is going to be that great.
Damage increased.
Oh, freaking out. Tibet was going to be in Mimi 2. Oh, Menace to Society, okay. Until he had fallen out with the Hughes brothers. Okay. I did not know that. Who are the Hughes brothers? Okay, were they the directors? Producers? I'm not sure I know the Hughes. I've seen Menace to Society, but I guess I wasn't aware of who directed it, and if I did know who directed it, I guess I've forgotten. But yeah, Menace to Society was a decent flick. I'll say Menace to Society does feel over the top at times, though. Like some of the acting, I mean, it does feel a bit too like overacting at times, but yeah, still pretty solid film. Oosh. You those were the directors. Oh, okay, the directors. Okay, cool. Have you seen, and this goes to anybody watching, but have you seen Don't Be a Menace Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking juice in the hood? I think that's a full title. Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking juice in the hood. It's a Wayans Brothers movie with Marlon and Sean Wayans as the main stars. Sean, I guess, is the main one, and Marlon's kind of a co-star. But yeah, directed by Keelan Ivory Wayans, their older brother. And this is maybe mid-90s, I think, would have come out. But yeah, that movie is jokes. Like, if you've watched a lot of those kind of 90s urban hood movies, if you watched a lot of those films, then yeah, Don't Be a Menace is the one to see, because yeah, that film, it just kind of parodies all those kind of early to mid 90s hood movies, and some of the things where you watch it, it's like, bro, that's not even a parody, that's literally what they do. But in the context of this movie, it's so funny. Message. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix. I think it is, you know, actually. I think it is on Netflix. I'm sure I've seen it on the thing. But yeah, for anybody who ain't seen it, definitely check that out. Especially if you've seen a lot of those 90s hood movies. For lack of a better phrase, hood movies? I don't know if that's probably not what they're called. But they're movies that are set in the hood. So, yeah, it is what it is. The hood. You don't really get films like that anymore. Like, those kind of, like, movies like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. You don't really get movies like that anymore, you know? I mean, I don't say people have to, of course. Everything has its time. But yeah, I don't think you get too many movies like that anymore. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of both. But I used to get a lot of the British sort of urban gang movies. There was like a load of them coming out. I think maybe around about 2000s. I think sort of like maybe mid 2000s. You know, there's a lot of stuff like I think what was the one? Kidulthood was one of them, and then bro, I don't even remember a lot the titles of most of them now. But I think it was one called Sket or something like that, with Ashley Walters. Of course, Top Boy, more of a TV show, but you know, that kind of same sort of vein. But yeah, it was like loads of those movies coming out. A lot of those British sort of movies coming out for a good while, I think, back in, mid 2000s or so, around about then. I might have got the dates wrong, but I remember there was definitely a period of time where a lot of those movies were coming out, all kind of set in urban London.
Welcome to Paris.
Greetings.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem. Armed and ready.
Decree report.
Bruh. Here we go.
See through the dragon's eyes.
Do you hear the news about you guys hear the news about Chris Pratt playing Mario in an upcoming movie? Apparently a lot of people are pissed off about that, which, ooh, damn it. I mean, I guess I kind of get why, but I don't know, man. It just it just seems to me like it's a lot of misdirected anger, to be honest with you. Because the main reason that I can see that people are pissed off about it is that he's not Italian. Like Chris Pratt is not Italian, and they feel that Mario should be voiced by an Italian. And I don't know, maybe I suppose why not, right? But here's the thing, and this is kind of where I struggle with this. First of all, Mario hasn't been voiced by an Italian for like 30 years, like since Lou Albano in 1991, like between 89 and 91. Yo, what up, Frozen G? Big up. Bruh, bruh. And then it's like Mario isn't exactly an Italian representative, you know. Like FG, like you might know about this. Like, you know about Chris Pratt voicing Mario in the upcoming movie. People got pissed off about that. Like, it just seems to me like it does. I'm not sure this is the one. I mean, look, I'm not Italian, so perhaps this is not my place to say. But I feel like, you know, I do know at least a little bit about representation or lack thereof, right? So I get it. But yeah, Mario doesn't come across to me as Italian representation. Like, he's
Takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
I mean, he's Italian, sure, but he's like maybe barely Italian. Like, I don't think he's ever actually been to Italy, for one thing. Like, is there I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this, maybe I'm wrong, but is there a Mario game where Mario is actually in Italy? You know, like, he doesn't speak Italian, apart from maybe Mamma Mia, right? And that's about it. Maybe he says Papi Booby, and that's about it. But he mostly speaks English with an Italian accent. He doesn't really do anything like in Italian that's sort of unique to Italian culture. Like, he's a plumber. There's plumbers all over the world. He travels, right? I don't think there's a Mario game where he's actually in Italy. So, like, I don't know, like, Mario to me just doesn't seem to be Italian representative. Like, he doesn't come across me as Italian representative. So I feel like, is this really the one to be upset about, that he's not voiced by an Italian? It's like, it just seems pretty on brand with what Mario's been doing since a long time ago. You know, so I feel that Cost was okay. They got Jack Black to Cost Bowser. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with the cast. I don't know a lot of the actors that they mentioned, to be fair. Like, I know Chris Pratt, I know Jack Black, I know Keegan Peele. No. Keegan Key, rather. But I think that, yeah, the rest I don't think I've heard of. So I'm sure they all good enough. I doubt they're gonna cast anybody who's just terrible. But yeah, it's just, this doesn't seem to me like this is the bridge, this is the hill that people really want to be dying on. Like, if you're looking for Italian representation, is Mario really it? That's how I look at it. And like I said, I'm not Italian, so perhaps that's not for me to say. But you know, I feel like, yeah, I understand representation, at least a little bit. I understand that representation is important, you know, and people don't want to be misrepresented. I feel that, you know, I get it, it's important. People don't want to feel like they're being disrespected, or their culture is being disrespected in movies. I get it, that's important. But then if we're going to talk about Mario, then yeah, there's a lot of things about Mario that you might want to consider outside of Chris Pratt not being Italian, you know. We'll see how it turns out. She's a good actress. She's in Queen's Gambit. Okay, cool. I haven't seen that. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure the movie will be fine. It's probably, I mean, look, if I'm being, in my opinion, it's a Mario movie, an animated Mario movie at that. I doubt we're looking at masterpiece territory. Just saying. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the movie's amazing. Maybe the best film ever made. Maybe. But yeah, we should be fine.
Rise and shine.
Well, big up Frozen Gamer. How you doing today? As we try to escort this payload somewhere. You get to it, man. Man's it proper deaded, fam.
Let's keep it moving.
Oh, back to the scrappy.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
You'll like this one.
Experience tranquility.
What do you think of the Switch OLED? You got good to hear. You're good. I don't think too much of it, to be honest. It seems okay, but I don't think it's worth buying if you already have a Switch. That's generally the impression I got. If you already have a Switch, I don't think it's worth it. If you don't have a Switch, then yeah, sure, why not? But if you already have one, I'm not sure the extra features on it warrants an entirely new purchase, so... It has the same 4-year-old chipset with a nice screen. Yeah, yeah. No, that's pretty much it. It's not enough difference to be like, oh man, I've got to get one of those. It's just a couple of cool things on it, I guess. Sure, agree. I have the Switch Lite. Is the Switch Lite even worth it though? Because that's like the Switch, but literally like less. Oh shoot! Man, I just damaged my own damn thing.
Experience tranquility.
If it had a chipset or a new screen, and chips and a new screen. I'm not even sure a chipset would do it for me, to be honest. I feel like... In fact, to be honest, I'm not sure what would make me want to buy a whole new Switch at this point.
This is not your...
New same with the iPad, it's cheaper. iPad has a nice screen, but... Ooh. Have the new one, okay. Nice. Fireplay kill streak!
Brings tears to the eyes.
All about money indeed. You know, they squeeze as much money out of you as possible. Rat bastards. Can't trust them, man. Oof. Damn it. Fuchs got me. Looks like everyone might have to get their petrol from Del Boy. Put a phone in your pocket. It's all about better. Speaking of better, the N64 and the Sega Mega Drive come into Nintendo online service. That's pretty awesome. But it looks like you have to pay extra for it though, which sucks. I mean, depending on how much extra you have to pay, I guess it would determine the value and that sort of thing, but I don't know if they've announced the actual price of how much extra it's going to be. But they've called it the expansion pack, which, yeah, sounds to me like you pay extra for it. Like, you got to have your regular online, and then you've got to have the expansion pack. I guess that means you can't just have the N64 games then. If they're calling it an expansion pack, that probably means you have to have the online service, and then you can't just have like the N64 games if you wanted. Which, to be fair, I'm fine with. I'd rather have it all anyway. But if they're going to do it like this, then I feel like the option to have just the one set of games should be there. If you're going to charge extra like this, then my opinion is that you should also have the option to say, hey, you could have this set of games, or if you have both sets of games, then we cut you a deal. How about that? I don't know if they're going to do that. Maybe they are. We'll see. But that's how I think it should be done. I don't drive. Well, I got me an electric car, so I ain't worried about no fuel. People fighting fighting. Damn. I just saw the long queues. I didn't see no fights, but people fighting at stations. Raw. I saw one long queue at the station today, at the one petrol station there. The thing is, a petrol station, where it is, because I was trying to get to the shops, to get to the car park and to the shops, right? But because the queue for the petrol station was so packed, it blocks the entrance to the car park. So I couldn't even park in the car park. I had to go park somewhere else and then walk to the shop. Well, it's gone mad, bruh. I don't know if it was gone mad. I think the world has been mad. It's just more obvious now. The world has been mad for a minute. We just noticing it more now. We just got internet now. That's all that's changed. Wi-Fi. That's it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
You'll like this one.
Stop the payload.
Cooking with gas.
The world is a vampire. You know what? I had this lady in my cab today who said something really interesting. And it's one of these things, like, it sounds completely crazy, right? But then you start thinking about it and you're like, huh. And what she was saying is that apparently all these like celebrities that do like these devil worshipping type things, like before they can do anything, right, part of their rules is that they have to warn you. They tell you that they're going to do it, but they do it in like maybe subtle ways, like, you know, there'd be a movie about it or something like that, or something gets mentioned in the movie and then it happens. And she brought up a few examples. Like one of them was Death Becomes where apparently there's like this. I mean, I've seen Death Becomes but it was a long time ago, so I don't really remember. But apparently they do this thing where to stay youthful, they drink this thing called adrenaline. I can't remember what you call it. But what they do is that you kidnap the youth and you pump them through. You inject them with adrenaline to make their heart race, and then you drink their blood, and it makes you look younger. That's what she was telling me, right? So yeah, like I said, it sounds crazy, but apparently that's what they're doing in Death Becomes Her. Like, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen it for a while, so I don't remember. But as you brought up the example of the Matrix as well, about the whole thing about things going on that you don't know about and what you think is real isn't real, and some other examples I don't remember. But yeah, it was like, it's, you have those moments where you just kind of start to think, this woman crazy, but she kind of makes some sense still. She's making some sense. I mean, maybe I should look into some of these things. Maybe I should check out some of these things. But yeah, I mean, what doesn't surprise me is that, yeah, this world is nuts. Like, the people in this world and the people in charge of running countries and governments corrupt. That much I do believe. That much I do believe. Like, they're just corrupt people that people don't care about the average person. They just care about, their backers, their funders, that sort of thing. They just care about getting money, making money for themselves and their rich friends. Ugh. So yeah, that much I do believe. There's some levels of corruption in this world. And there's an old saying that goes, the greatest, it's not even old, well, I guess it's an old saying. Anyway, it goes, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to convince the world that he didn't exist. He doesn't exist. And when you talk about certain things, right, it sounds crazy. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy. It sounds absolutely nuts. So when you try to explain it to somebody, and they're like, really? So you think that people are really out here doing all this madness when they can just go to Tesco's and get something and get oily Ulay? It sounds crazy, but that ain't mean it ain't true. I ain't saying I believe it. I'm just saying, just because it sounds crazy don't mean it ain't true. I'm just saying. But I generally don't get too much into the whole conspiracy theory thing, to be honest with you. Like, I generally don't bother too much with that whole stuff. You hear a few here and there, and some of them sound interesting. For the most part, it's like, nah, whatever. That's what I'm talking about. The world is a vampire. And yeah, that was a song by the Smashing Pumpkins. The opening line for a song. The world is a vampire. And right now, it definitely feels like we're being drained of our life force. Thanks for a revive. Oof.
Takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
We still in the defense with overtime. Oh, got him. Ugh.
Play of the game.
Oh, folks.
Double. Double.
Oof, man. Alright, let me do some endorses. 11. Not too bad, eh? And it got me a loot box. Cool. Did alright, innit? Did alright. Alright, there we go. Let's open up these loot boxes. Well, loot box, really. See what we got. See what we won. I came in like a wrecking ball. I don't want that. Alright, let's see what highlights one has as Junkrat. Alright. Oh, actually, that was a good one still. Yeah, I've got Fuchs as well who got to play the game on that one. Do you like reading? I mean, I don't not like reading, so there's that. I mean, I haven't read a book properly for a while. A good many years now. The last time I read an actual book from, like, you know, beginning to end. But I mean, I read all the time. I just generally don't read a lot of books, I guess it's fair to say. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I've got quite a lot of books behind me, but these are all old books. But yeah, I read all the time. I guess I just haven't really read an actual storybook. I mean, it's not that I don't like reading. I think it's a lot to do with time, you know, to be honest. It's more to do with just time, like with things that I'm trying to do in this world, and then things that I have to do so I can do the things that I'm trying to do. You know, it's just, I don't usually get a lot of time to just sit down and read anymore. So, it's not I don't like it. I guess it's just less of a priority for me. But yeah, I still read. I just don't read a lot of books. So yeah, there's that. there's that. I mean, I like it, but it's a lower priority at this point in my life. How about you all? Do you like reading? Do you read? And if so, what's your favorite book? I'll tell you my favorite book. It's called The Count of Monte Cristo. Written by who's it written by again? Mate, forgot the damn name. Oof, I forgot the name, but it's a French author. Written in like the 1500s. It's an old book. Old book. Alexandre Dumas, that's it. Alexandre Dumas. I'll say that's my favorite book. Long ass book as well. It's like 800 plus pages in small print. Took me ages to get through, and I read it like twice or 3 times. I read it a few times. But yeah, that's my favorite book. That and The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I was thinking of buying a Kindle. Reading it is knowledge. It's good to read. I mean, no doubt. I'm not knocking it. I mean, I tried getting into the audiobooks for a while. Like I did the audiobook for It by Stephen King, and also the first Game of Thrones book by George R.R. Martin. I think those I got those. And they're okay, you know, to listen to the reading. It was a nice experience. But yeah, I guess I kind of fell out of that as well. Maybe I'll try and get back into audiobooks too. Maybe. But reading, yeah, it's good to have knowledge, and knowledge is power when used correctly. I'm gonna try to find again. Here we go. The Count of Monte Cristo. They made a film based on The Count of Monte Cristo, and that film is terrible. It is terrible, and it's got some good actors. It's got some of my favorite actors are in that movie, and it's based on my favorite book. And I'm telling you, legit movie is terrible. Terrible. I don't say too many movies are terrible. Like, you won't hear me talk about movies in that way very often. But that movie is terrible. The problem is I don't get the same excitement as compared to playing a game. Yeah, I get that. And that's probably the same with me as well. Like, when it comes down to it, if the time I have for, say, relaxation or recreation stuff, you know, and my choices are between a movie, a game, and a book, more often than not, it's going to be a movie or the game, right? Like 9 times out of 10, it's going to be either the movie or the game, depending on how much time I have and, you know, which one I want to do a bit more. But it's either going to be a movie or a game, and very rarely the book. Because there, like you say, there's lots of books that I like. You know, lots of books I think are brilliant and amazing. But yeah. The same excitement that you get from a movie or a game is just not quite there with a book. I guess it depends on the book, to be fair. But I think a lot of the times, as no matter how good the book is, yeah. But I don't know. Definitely some good books out there. Let me show you a few of mine. I got a reasonable connection, but this is one of my favorite books. Let me switch over to this screen. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. This is one of the most famous books ever written that does not have a movie based on it. And there is a reason why there is no movie based on this book, even though it's a very popular book. And I'm sure plenty filmmakers would love to make a movie based on this book. But there's a reason why there is no movie based on this book, and it has everything to do with this gentleman, J.D. Salinger, who very explicitly forbade it. It was something to do with, I think, a previous book that he had was made into a movie, and he hated the whole thing, so it was like, no. So yeah, the simple explanation for why the novel has never been filmed is because the notoriously private Salinger and his estates have never granted permission for it to be. But there was a time early in the author's career when he was willing to have his work put on the big screen. But yeah, not anymore. There was an episode of The King of Queens where Kevin James had to read a book for a class, but he only got through the first page and cheated. It was pretty funny. Yeah, King of Queens was pretty funny. I remember that show. I don't think I saw that episode, but yeah, I remember the show. Yeah, Kevin James, King of Queens. There was a one where did he like watch the movie it was based on or something? Because they did that with, I think it was Boy Meets World, where they had to read these books for class, and one of them had the idea of what, instead of reading the books, to watch the movies that were based on those books, and that's what they did, and they wrote their essays based on the movies. But of course, the movies change things. I think this one might be the last book that I actually read cover to cover, and I don't mean ebook and I don't mean audiobook, I mean actual book that I actually read. I think this is possibly the last one, possibly, and this is called Death Note. It is based on the series, the anime, but it's not based on anime. This is a story, I think it's set after those cases, or was it set before those cases? I actually don't remember anymore, but it's either set after the Death Note anime or set before the Death Note anime, but it does involve the character L. It's called Another Note. The Los Angeles BB murder cases. So this one's set in Los Angeles, and I'm sure it does involve L. Or does it? I've forgotten. It's a while since I read it. It's an okay book. I remember it taking a real long time to get interesting though. So perhaps that's one of the reasons why I can't remember the story that well. But it's loosely based, it is based on the Death Note series, but it's not the Death Note series. It's a whole nother story, just with some of the characters from that story, from their series. And this might be the only book series I've read in its entirety, which is the Hunger Games series. So Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and then Mockingjay. 3 books by Susan Collins, and that is the complete Hunger Games series in book form. And no, it's not. It's not. I also read the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. I read that complete as well. So no, it's not the only book series I've completed. One of 2 book series is that I've completed. Most book series I've just read 1 book and then never bothered the rest of them. But Hunger Games series I completed, and the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or what they call I think they call the Millennial series or the Millennium series. But yeah, I completed that in book form. An actual book form again. I ain't talking. Actually, that's a lie. No, I did read one of them in the ebook. One of them was an ebook. I think the rest were books. That's a movie. I've seen the movie. Wait, what's a movie? Death Note? There's a Death Note movie, not based on that book though. The Death Note movie is based more on the series. That book is a different story, just with some of the characters from the series. But there is a Death Note movie. I think there's like 4 Death Note movies or 5. There's quite a few of them. There's one by Netflix which nobody liked, and then there's 3 Death Note movies that were made in Japan. I ain't seen none of the Death Note Japanese movies though. But yeah, the Netflix one, nobody liked that. I thought it was. I thought it was okay. It was. It was one of these things where it was. They were definitely like. stuff, a lot of stuff that sucked about it. But I thought overall it was okay. But you know what? I might need to do like a thing about this actually. I might need to do a little something about that. Well, they got Death Note, the movie on the Netflix movie on Netflix. They don't have the series though. At least not on the UK Netflix. Maybe on the Japanese one they might have it there. But oh well. Oh well. Oh. But yeah. I think that's where one is going to start wrapping up on today's stream. Played a little bit of Overwatch. Talked a little bit of Nintendo. Talked a little bit of petrol panic buying. Talked a little bit of Death Note. Talked a little bit about books. I think we did alright today, innit? We did alright. We covered quite a few bases. But I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna get some sleep. And hopefully be streaming again on Monday. Doing something. I'll try and figure out what. But yeah, hopefully streaming again on Monday and then post some videos on the channel in the meantime. I've got a few ideas of videos that I want to post. So yeah, maybe I'll try and get around to doing those. And yeah, look out for stuff that I post on my socials and my other YouTube channels as well, because you know, man's trying to do this thing, you get me, fam. Bandit Haze everywhere, plus the other channels. Links are in the description. Comedy channel, movie channel. Still working on the movie, the Matrix Reloaded video. Still working on that. Hopefully I can get through that in decent time. But we'll see. We'll look out for that. Why the Matrix Reloaded is trash. So look out for that video coming on the movie channel, Haze's Movie Room. I'll link in the description. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you got the notifications turned on. But yeah, for now, that's gonna be all. So guys, to all the talkers and the stalkers, to the stayers and the strayers, I appreciate you and all that you do. Thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for keeping it lively. The village is strong because you make it strong. I'm bad, feeling tired. Alright. Time to get some rest. But till whenever, if ever, peace.